My lineage goes to the number one, the very first beauty consultant in all of Mary Kay, Elaine White. Yes, she's the one that raised me up in the business. What a blessing to know that I came in under the tutelage of someone who was such a close and dear friend to Mary Kay Ash, who helped Mary Kay start the company, who literally held the very first beauty show, and I will be forever indebted for all that I learned from her over all of those years.
She always expected us to do amazing things. In fact, she used to tell us that if we had small expectations, we would surely reach them. But if we had big expectations, we would reach those as well. And so she really raised the bar for both of us, I think.
Elaine was such an inspiration to me on so many levels, but speaking about the business, she was inspiring because she was a lead by example national sales director, exactly what Mary Kay always talked about. Elaine was out there doing it. She would never have asked us to do something that she hadn't done herself or was in the process of doing herself. So it was so easy to watch and learn because her actions always spoke louder than her words. She taught us strength, she taught us work ethic, but she also taught us the value of relationships. Yep, that's what this business is all about, creating relationships for the rest of your life. And I'm so thankful that I had a relationship with Elaine, someone that I could call up in a good time and a bad time. I knew she would always be there for me. So she was so much more than my leader, my national in Mary Kay. She really was my friend.
The fact that Debbie said yes to this career opportunity is the reason why all of us are here.
And when I made the decision to become a national, it wasn't for the money, it wasn't for trips around the world. It was to align my life, for my husband and me to associate with women like this, and my children to be with women like this. My life would be completely different without Mary Kay.
I am introverted and a little more quiet than everybody else, and I remember Kathy walked up to me just like I imagined Mary Kay would have, because I never had the opportunity to meet Mary Kay. So Kathy and Debbie are Mary Kay to me. And I remember she grabbed my hand just like Mary Kay would. And she said, "You have quiet enthusiasm." And so I thought, it's okay to be me. And so that's what these women have taught me, is it's okay to be me.
I really didn't know that there was a giant inside of me that could have her own business. And so meeting Tricia Taylor, my director, and just seeing Mary Kay through her, and then meeting Kathy and Debbie, they just have this amazing ability to instill belief in people. Because even though I was driven, I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't believe that I could be a successful businesswoman. I really am so grateful for all of these women, because it has literally changed my life.
In Mary Kay, your place is for women to encourage you to be the best that you can be, not to be just like them. Right. This business gave me a place to grow up from 23 to now and be mentored by women at all different seasons of life. And so when Debbie Moore's path crossed mine, she was teaching a consultant how to meet new people. And so Nancy Murata offered me an opportunity to try the product. She came into my apartment, I invited my roommate, fell in love with the skincare, and then she invited me to a Mary Kay event. And that is where I got to see the culture of women encouraging each other and cheering each other on. Now I look back 33 years, and I am so grateful that that evening at that event, she put her little ringed fingers on either side of her eyes, and she said to me, "What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose?" I cannot thank you enough for not letting me walk out the door and think about it, because I would have thought myself right out of it.
If I had not met Debbie, I am absolutely sure I would not be sitting here in Mary Kay all these years later. You know, we've just done so much life together, and we just feel so blessed. And of course, we're just so grateful for Mary Kay. She was the one that had the vision for women. Before there was ever anything, she created something from nothing. And You know, Debbie then created something from nothing, and then I created something from nothing, and we believed enough to help other people to manufacture dreams. You know, we're just blessed.
And now it's a privilege to be that woman that gets to turn around and do that for the next generation. And I think this is what Mary Kay intended when she started this. It was for women to have an integrated life and to be successful in all arenas with not one at the expense of the other.
We had a 3-year-old and actually a 2-month-old when I started my Mary Kay business. And we moved to Ohio where I absolutely knew no one, so I was really nervous. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but we have a wonderful program called the Adoptee System. And I went to my very first meeting, and that's where I met my adopted director, Debbie Moore. And I went back to Pennsylvania and I booked my perfect start, and everything was going great. And I saw Kathy as a top achiever, I saw Debbie as a top achiever. And I knew that this business worked.
I know that there's more offspring nationals to come from this family and this lineage, because that's what Mary Kay always told us, to pass it on. It was our responsibility to pass this on, and I feel so blessed that these women are going to carry the torch forward. Relationships, they're forever. Relationships are for eternity. So what a blessing to have Dawn and Jeanie and Melody and Debbie and me and Elaine and Sue and Phyllis and Heather Carlson. We're just one big, happy, blessed family. And we thank you, Mary Kay. Thank you, Mary Kay. And thank you, Debbie, for leading the charge.
Thank you, Debbie.
Well, here we sit as one big family, and I'm overwhelmed with the thought that I could have easily said no 40 years ago. After hearing the stories, and I know them personally, I knew them when. And to see them now is beyond miraculous, beyond amazing, beyond anything I could have ever thought about, dreamt about, or prayed about. How thankful I am that a woman by the name of Mary Kay Ash had the guts and the grit to press through everything that stood in her way. But it was because of her that we all have the privilege and the blessing to be united today as a family, and that we will pass it on to generations to come, in our children and in those women that God puts in our path that we can enrich through the Mary Kay opportunity. It's all because of Mary Kay. Thank you, Mary Kay Ash.